Magandang umaga sa lahat ng kasali sa virtual press conference ng Philippine Statistics Authority para sa preliminary results ng October 2020 Labor Force Survey or LFS. Ako po si Angeli, ang inyong host para sa event na ito. Bago natin simula ng LFS report, gusto naming ipahayag na ito ay naka-livestream sa PSA Facebook page. Updates are also tweeted on the PSA Twitter page gamit ang hashtag PHEmployment. Aking ikinagagalak na ipakilala si PSA Undersecretary Dr. Dennis S. Mapa, National Statistician and Civil Registrar General, na siyang mag-uulat ng preliminary results ng October 2020 Labor Force Survey. Atin pong pakinggan si Yusek Mapa.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Ang Philippine Statistics Authority ay mag-uulat ng paunang resulta ng October 2020 Labor Force Survey. Ang bilang ng populasyon na 15 taong gulang pataas ay naitala sa 74.3 million nitong nakaraang October 2020. Nasa 72.6 million naman ito noong October 2019. Sa populasyon na 15 taong gulang pataas, ang bilang ng mga individual sa labor force o mga individual na employed or unemployed ay naitala sa 43.6 million na individual nitong nakaraang October 2020. Noong October 2019, ito ay naitala sa 44.6 million individual. Mapapansin natin na ang mga bilang ng individual sa labor force ay bumaba kung ikumpara sa July 2020, ngunit ito ay mas mataas kung ikukumpara noong April 2020. Ang labor force participation rate ay nasa 58.7% noong October 2020. Ito ang pangalawa sa pinakamababang labor force participation rate na naitala kasunod ng 55.7% noong April 2020. Noong October 2019, ang labor force participation ay naitala sa 61.4% at noong July 2020, ito naman ay nasa 61.9%. 3.8 milyong Pilipino na nasa labor force ay walang trabaho o negosyo noong nakaraang October 2020. Ito ay mas mataas ng 1.8 million kaysa sa bilang noong October 2019 na nasa 2.0 million lamang na walang trabaho o negosyo. Mapapansin namang bumaba ang bilang ng walang trabaho o negosyo nitong nakaraang October 2020 kung ikumpara sa 4.6 milyong walang trabaho o negosyo noong July 2020 at sa 7.2 million naman na naitala noong April 2020. Ang unemployment rate noong October 2020 ay naitala sa 8.7% o 87 sa bawat 1,000 individual sa labor force ay walang trabaho. Samantala, ito ay nasa 10% noong July 2020 at 17.6% naman noong April 2020. Ang unemployment rate ay nasa 4.6% lamang noong October 2019. Nitong nakaraang October 2020, ang bilang ng mga may trabaho o negosyo ay naitala sa 39.8 million. Mapapansing ito ay mas mababa kaysa sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo noong July 2020 na nasa 41.3 million, ngunit mas mataas kaysa 33.8 million noong April 2020. Kung ikumpara sa October ng nakaraang taong 2019, ang bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo ay bumaba ng mga 2.7 million nitong October 2020. Ang employment rate ngayong October 2020 ay nasa 91.3%, Bumaba ito kung ikumpara sa employment rate noong October 2019 na nasa 95.4%. Ang underemployment rate ay ang mga proporsyon ng Pilipino na may trabaho o negosyo ngunit nagpapahayag ng pagdanais na magkaroon ng karagdagang oras ng trabaho, magkaroon ng karagdagang trabaho, o magkaroon ng isang bagong trabaho na may mas mahabang oras. Ang bilang ng mga underemployed nitong nakaraang October 2020 ay nasa 5.7 million individual. Kung ikumpara sa July 2020, mapapansin ang pagbaba ng bilang ng underemployed ng halos 1.4 million. Mas mababa pa rin ito kaysa naitalang bilang noong April 2020. Ngunit kung ikumpara naman sa October 2019, ang underemployment rate ay mas mataas nitong October ng kasalukuyang taon. Samantala, ang underemployment rate nitong October 2020 ay nasa 14.4%. Ito ay mas mataas kaysa underemployment rate noong October 2019 na nasa 12.8%. Nitong nakalipas ng October 2020, ang bilang ng mga kababaihang nasa labor force ay nasa 45% ng kabuuang bilang ng mga kababaihang 15 taong gulang pataas. Sa kabilang banda, sa mga kalalakihan, ito ay naitala sa 72.3%. Nitong October 2020 din, 8.9% or 89 sa bawat 1,000 kababaihan ay nasa labor force ang walang trabaho o negosyo. Samantala, 87 sa bawat 1,000 kalalakihan ang walang trabaho o negosyo. 91.1% sa mga kababaihan na nasa labor force ang may trabaho o negosyo noong October 2020. Sa mga kalalakihan, ito ay naitala sa 91.3%. Noong October 2020, ang underemployment rate ay naitala sa 12% sa mga kababaihan. Mas mataas naman ang underemployment rate sa mga kalalakihan na nasa 15.9%. Sa 17 regions ng bansa, ang Caraga region ang nakapagtala ng pinakamataas na labor force participation rate na nasa 63.8%. Samantala, ang Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula naman, ang nakapagtala ng pinakamababa na labor force participation rate na nasa 55.7% lamang noong October 2020. Nitong taon, mula July hanggang October, naitala naman ang pagbaba sa labor force participation rate sa lahat ng mga riyon ng bansa. Makikita rin dito na may 8 riyon, kabilang ang National Capital Region, Regions 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, at 11, ang may mas mababang labor force participation rate kung ikumpara sa average ng kabuuang bansa. Mayroong 5 riyon na naiulat na may mas mataas na unemployment rate kung ikumpara sa average unemployment rate ng bansa noong October 2020. Sa 5 ito, ang National Capital Region ang may pinakamataas na unemployment rate na nasa 12.4%. Samantala, ang BARM naman ang may pinakamababa na unemployment rate na nasa 3.4% noong October 2020. Kung ikumpara ang July at October nitong taon, mapapansin na karamihan sa mga riyon ay nakapagtala ng pagbaba ng unemployment rate. Pagdating naman sa underemployment rate, ang Bicol Region, Region 5, ang may pinakamataas na underemployment rate na nasa 29.1% nitong October 2020. Samantala, ang Central Luzon, Region 3, ang may pinakamababang underemployment rate na naitala sa 8.0%. Mapapansin naman ang pagtaas ng underemployment rate sa Region 5, BARM, Region 6, at Region 1. Noong October 2020, ang services sector ay patuloy na bumubuo sa pinakamalaking bilang ng populasyon na may trabaho o negosyo. Kung ikumpara ang October 2020 at ang October 2019, ang mga subsector naman na nakaranas ng pinakamalaking pagbaba sa bilang ng mga trabaho na may trabaho o negosyo ay ang mga sumusunod: arts, entertainment, and recreation, accommodation and food services, real estate activities, transportation and storage, and manufacturing. Kung ikumpara sa July 2020, ang mga subsectors ng real estate activities, transportation and storage, at manufacturing ay patuloy na bumaba noong October 2020. Sa kabilang banda, ang mga subsectors na nakaranas ng pagtaas sa bilang ng may trabaho o negosyo ay ang mga sumusunod: water supply, fishing and aquaculture, education, information and communication, administrative and support service activities, at human health and social work activities. Mapapansin ang pagtuloy na pagtaas ng bilang ng may mga trabaho o business sa mga subsector na ito kung ikumpara sa buwan ng July at April nitong taon. Sa usapin ng bilang ng mga employed base sa oras ng pagtatrabaho sa isang linggo, tumaas ang porsyento ng mga may trabaho ng 40 hours o mas higit pa. Samantala, bumaba naman sa 1% sa kabuuang bilang ng mga may trabaho o negosyo ang hindi nakapasok o nakapagbukas ng negosyo noong October 2020 mula sa naitalang 3.3% noong July 2020 at 38.5% naman noong April 2020. Ito lang ay naitala sa 0.8% noong October 2019. Nitong nakaraang October 2020, ang mga manggagawa ay nagtrabaho ng average of 40.8 hours kada linggo. Ito ay mas mataas kaysa average working hours noong July 2020 at April 2020. Samantala, kung ikukumpara sa average working hours noong October 2019, ito ay mas mababa sa recorded 42.0 hours last year. Base sa nakalap sa Labor Force Survey nitong October 2020, 38.2% ng mga manggagawa na may trabaho ngunit hindi nakakapasok ang nagpahayag ng dahilan kaya hindi sila nakapasok sa trabaho ay ang COVID-19 pandemic o community quarantine. Sumunod dito ay ang personal or family reasons na nasa 10.9%. Ito ay mas mababa kaysa naitala noong July 2020 na may 80.8% ang nagpapahayag na ang dahilan kaya hindi sila nakapasok sa trabaho ay dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic o community quarantine. Sa mga kabataang 15 years old hanggang 24 years old noong October 2020, 6.8 million o 33.9% sa mga ito ang nasa labor force. Ito ay mas mababa sa bilang noong July 2020, ngunit mas mataas kung ikumpara naman sa April 2020. Noong October 2019, ang bilang na ito ay naitala sa 7.4 million na kabataan. Sa 6.8 milyong kabataang nasa labor force, 5.5 million sa kanila o 80.6% ang may trabaho o negosyo noong nakaraang October 2020. Ito ay naitala sa 6.4 million o 87.1% noong October 2019. Samantala, sa 6.8 milyong kabataan na sa labor force, 1.3 million sa kanila o 19.4 ang walang trabaho o negosyo noong October 2020. Itong bilang ay mas mababa kung ikumpara sa naitala noong July 2020 at April 2020. Ngunit mas mataas kung ikumpara naman noong October 2019. Noong October 2020, ang bilang ng mga kabataang hindi nag-aaral o nagtatrabaho o nagte-training ay nasa 4.1 million o 20.4% ng kabuang bilang ng kabataan. Ito ay naitala lamang sa 3.4 million o 17.2% noong October 2019. Dito nagtatapos ang aming pag-uulat sa paunang resulta ng October 2020 Labor Force Survey. Malugod nagpapasalamat ang bumubuo ng Philippine Statistics Authority sa inyong pakikilahok sa October 2020 Labor Force Survey Results Press Briefing. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat.
Bago natin simulan ang question and answer segment, we are pleased to welcome our media partners na kasama natin sa press briefing na ito through online video conferencing. Aming ipapadala ang press kit sa inyong mga emails. Para sa mga nais magtanong, pakigamit po ang raise hand feature o magpadala ng katanungan via chat box. Kapag kayo ay natawag upang magtanong, pakisabi ang inyong pangalan and organization. Ngayon po ay handa na ang ating resource person para sa inyong mga katanungan. Okay, our first question is from Mr. Ben De Vera from Inquirer. Mr. Ben?
Hello sir, magandang umaga po kay NS Mapa sir. Tatlong questions po. Una po sir, to verify with you po, itong 8.7% na unemployment rate in October would be the highest for the October rounds based on the most recent or yung dun sa inyong measurement of labor LFS since 2005 sir. Second question sir, bakit po mas mababa ang labor force at saka yung participation rate noong October? Ayon po sa respondents nyo, hindi ba sila naghahanap ng trabaho o nagnenegosyo? Kasi parang year on year po and quarter on quarter mas mababa siya. Yung April, pinakamababa pero given the quarantine restrictions. And third question po, na-capture na po ba ng October data ninyo yung historically, nakaka-capture po ba ng October data yung mga part-time jobs tuwing December, yung mga holiday jobs? And in this case po, dito sa October LFS 2020, nakita niyo po ba na meron pa rin bang mga nag-o-offer ng mga ganong trabaho, those types of jobs for the upcoming holidays despite the quarantine and COVID-19? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. We will verify first the historical data on the time series. Pero dito sa yung tanong regarding the labor force participation nitong October, if I understood it correctly, na 58.7%, maraming mga dahilan dito. Isang dahilan na nakikita rin namin ay dahil nga nagkaroon na ng pagsimula sa mga pag-aaral, yung back to schooling. So that is also one of the reasons for the lower labor force participation rate in October. Normally may mga seasonality ito and may epekto yung start of schooling sa ating labor force participation. For question number 3, yung ating data, kasama na rito yung mga part-time workers. Siguro scrutinize lang natin yung specific sub-industries later when the tables are already available. It will be available in fact at the website. Sa lahat naman ng mga surveys natin ay kasama talaga yung mga part-time workers, yung mga seasonal workers, as you mentioned, particularly during the last quarter wherein we have activities. No? Pero ito naman, nakikita natin na hindi ganun kalaki compared dito sa ibang mga last quarters in the previous years. And we were able to verify that indeed the unemployment rate that was recorded in October 2020 at 8.7% is the highest for all the October rounds since we had a consistent recording of definition of employment and unemployment in 2005. So itong October round na 8.7% ay highest sa lahat ng mga Octobers noong simula sa 2005.
Sir,
Thank you, Ben.
Sir, pahabol lang po sir. Yun po bang yung first 3 rounds pwede ba yun i-average? Meron kayong average rate of unemployment for the first?
Yeah, so yung ating average ng 4 quarters, 4 rounds ng 2020 ay nag-average na tayo ng 10.4% na unemployment rate.
Ay, okay sir. Yes sir, 4 rounds pala kasi January till October. Okay,
yes.
So ayan na rin po ba sir yung pwede sabihin na full year unemployment rate around 10.4%?
Yeah, that is our computation for the average is taon na 2020, the 10.4%.
Will this be, sir, last question na sir talaga, will this be the highest sir also for the full year rounds?
I will get back to you. They will check the annual historical data.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.
Next question is from Ms. Lois Calderon of CNN. Ms. Lois.
Hi, good morning, Yusek, Dennis. I am trying to dissect the data on the which sectors actually shed jobs. And I could see that for the October round, factories, real estate, and transport shed jobs versus July, despite the relaxed quarantine rules. Is that the correct reading, Yusek? And what could have accounted for it? Thank you.
Well, tama yon. Yung kanina, yung ating 5 major industries with largest drop in employment, no? Yung numbers, for example, let's say yung accommodation, the transportation and storage, as you mentioned, nung July, ang number employed niya ay nasa 2.9 million, thereabouts. At ito naman ay recorded lang ng mga 2.8 million noong October 2020. Ang manufacturing nasa 3.37 million noong July at ito ay nasa 3.0 million naman nitong October 2020. So itong real estate activities, 218,000 noong July 2020. Ngayong October, 176,000 na lang. So these 3, real estate, transportation and storage, manufacturing, sila talaga yung bumaba quarter to quarter. And yes, we can actually attribute it to still the community quarantine. May mga lockdowns tayo sa mga key cities in other regions outside Metro Manila. So this, in a way, we observed that created impact on the employment numbers.
Yusek, that is curious because if you compare the October numbers versus April, these sectors actually are high, parang higher pa. So I'm kind of confused if if I could say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ang data natin dito sa major industries compared to from April to October, for example, yung real estate tumaas na siya.
Exactly.
Yeah. So kasi yung April talaga masyadong mahaba yung ating lockdown, di ba? So opening up, that already improved. But as I've said kanina, we have other parang localized lockdown that also affected the employment in some of these sectors.
Thanks, Yusek. Thanks very much.
Okay. Ben, I'd like to confirm that the average annual 2020 unemployment rate of 10.4% based on our historical data is the highest since 2005.
Thank you, sir. Sir, last na. Kung pwede lang, sir, sumutot dun sa ano na yan, sir. So, meron din ba, sir, kayong estimate how many Filipinos were unemployed if 10.4% is the average? Or it would, kasi, sir, iba-iba yung
Yeah, iba yung ating we will do some calculation on that. Pero we can have we have an average number which is about 4.5 million. So that would be the counterpart in terms of the number of Filipinos. So the 10.4% would more or less about 4.5 million.
Noted, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, next question is from Eileen Mancias of Abante News. Her question is, paano maipapaliwanag ang paglago ng employment sa sektor ng edukasyon gayong marami ang mga paaralang nagsara?
What we are doing here is really the coverage nung October 2019 versus the October 2020. Yung iba naman kasi, yung mga nagsasara na private sector, based on our other data, ay nag-transfer sila doon sa mga ibang paralan like public sector. And while there was an increase, we are seeing that the increase is really not that huge. So from October 2019, this is about 1.39 million to about 1.46 million. So there was an increase of about 5.2% year on year on the number of employed persons in the education sector.
Thank you, Yusek Dennis. Next question is from Mr. Prince Magtulis from Philippine Star. Mr. Prince.
Hi, sir. Good morning. I have two questions lang po. First, sabi nyo kasi yung pagbaba ng labor force participation rate, may factor doon yung schooling, no? But as we can see, the enrollment rates also declined. So essentially, there are fewer students who are entering the education sector. So how can you explain that in terms of the LFS, labor force participation rate? Another question po is, on the demand side, the labor force participation rate, is it possible that it declined because people quit looking for a job because companies have shifted digitally? So there are some jobs that got killed per se? Thank you po.
Yeah, thank you. Doon naman sa sabi ko nga, yung reduction in the labor force participation, hindi naman nakaka-count talaga lahat, no, yung pag-open ng mga eskwela. Pero nakikita naman talaga namin na may significant decrease labor force participation whenever you have school opening, no. So partly naman talaga, but it will not explain all the reduction. The reduction is quite large to account for such. Pero partly, makikita natin. Ngayon, we will have to look at it kung sino ba itong mga individual na parang nag-opt sila out of the labor force, so we will have to get their age. So we will be looking at it, Prince, when we look at the raw data, no, yung individual data set. In your second question, it's really possible, as I've said, explanation is that you have reduction in the labor force participation because pwede yung sinasabi nyo na wala nang, your reason is the shifting.
Yes, digital shift.
Also, pwedeng may nawala na mga trabaho, nawalan sila ng parang hope to get a job. That's why they don't participate in the labor force. That is also a possibility, but we will really have to look at the raw data, the individual data, to really check how much in terms of percent due to this particular reason.
So, sir, for the survey, you also asked the reason why they are opting out of the labor force essentially.
Yeah,
so,
we have reason. Well, una kasi ang malaki dito, persons not in the labor force, ano, ang reason nila kasi we have the ECQ, you have the lockdown, ano. So yan yung pinakamalaki. So there are actually reasons and we have to scrutinize this individually kung bakit, ano.
Okay. Sir, thank you po.
Okay.
Next question is from Ms. Melissa Lopez from CNN Philippines. Ms. Melissa?
Hello, good morning, Yusek. Sir, two questions. Also on the labor force participation rate, there was a big disparity between women and men. I would like, is it traditionally that big yung parang gap po? Kasi I remember from the slide, it was like 50% for women and 70-something% yata po for the men. And second po, I'd like to ask alin yung dates po na covered nung survey? Kasi I remember October po, yung madaming easing na ginawa yung IATF, like the 1 seat apart rule and the more lifting of travel restrictions. I'd like to ask how that factored into the numbers and yung reasons din po why Metro Manila remains to have the highest unemployment rate among regions. Thank you.
Okay, well, sa unang tanong mo, tama ka, itong labor force participation rate ng women sa October 2020, mas mababa ito kaysa sa average. Nag-average tayo ng mga nasa between 48 to 49%. So this is like 3 percentage points lower compared to our usual average participation rate from the historical data. So that number is also significant. Yung date naman ng survey natin, yung October round ng ating labor force survey ay ating ginawa mula October 8 hanggang October 31. And then yung National Capital Region, bakit siya yung may pinakamataas na unemployment rate? As we observe, of course, ang mga nakikita naming rason dito ay yung lack of transportation. Ito pa rin yung mga nakikita natin ever since na nagkaroon tayo ng parang lockdown mula April. So mataas yung ating NCR unemployment rates April, July, and October. So one possible reasons there is really that you have restrictions in a way in the movement because of transportation. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek. Thank you, Yusek Dennis. Okay, we have another question from Mr. Warren de Guzman from ABS-CBN. Mr. Warren, please.
Hi, good morning, NS Mapa.
Morning,
I just wanted to ask, sir, can you discuss the NEET rate at regarding the annual average, but whether or not if that's also the highest ever, at least until 2005. Can you also discuss that since mataas nga yung NEET rate na mga tao na out of training and education and employment, how did that factor into also the labor force participation drop?
Okay, yung ating percentage ng net nung October, ito ay nasa 20.4%. Well, of course, mataas siya, pero yung mas mataas sa taon na ito ay talaga noong April 2020 na nasa 25.2%, no? So may significant impact ito obviously kasi mas nababawasan natin yung mga potential na 15 to 24 that would join the labor force. I will ask the team to get the average and then compare this with the previous years. Warren, wala sa akin yung datos ngayon, but I will answer that as soon as we get the data from the historical time series. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now entertain our last question from Mr. Alan from GMA DZBB. Mr. Alan.
Yusek, good morning.
Good morning, Alan.
Yeah, kung titignan ho natin, no, ngayong December po ay mababawasan kaya yung unemployment, unemployed persons, pati yung unemployment rate. Dahil kung susundan natin yung data ng unemployed persons mula April 2020 hanggang October 2020, pababa yung data. So by December, dahil sa tuloy-tuloy naman, naliniluwagan na yung mga quarantine, community quarantine, pababa ba to o ano nakikita po ninyo?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. No? Ang ating next survey ay sa January. No? So ito yung January round naman, January 2021 ng Labor Force Survey na gagawin uli natin mula January 8 hanggang January 31. So yun naman palagi yung ating survey period. Sa ngayon, ang ating trend ay, of course, it is going down. But we are hopeful that it will go down, but we are actually really scrutinizing the data, and we will be waiting for our survey results, Alan, pag naklaro na talagang pababa yung ating direction. So right now, I cannot really say, except that over the last several quarters, the trend is that it is going down. We hope that it will still continue to go down, but we will wait for the results of the January 2021 round of the LFS to really confirm that. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Yusek Dennis Mapa. We would like to thank all our media partners for joining us in the October 2020 Labor Force Survey press briefing. Sana'y patuloy ninyong suportahan ang Philippine Statistics Authority. Lahat kayo ay inaanyayahan naming makilahok sa pag-uulat ng November 2020 inflation na gaganapin bukas, December 4. Muli, ako po si Angeli. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.